7 sinister roommate tales revealed secrets that turned homes into haunted nightmares. Mia's heart raced as she stepped into her new home. The pastel colors of the exterior, the chipper facade, it all felt too good to be true. But as dusk fell, an unsettling weight settled in the air. She barely knew her 3 new roommates: Ben with his jittery eyes glued to his camera, Nicole with a haunted look that lingered ever since her last roommate mysteriously disappeared, and Sam, whose unsettling grin made her skin crawl. This wasn't just shared space. It felt like she had walked into a horror movie waiting to unfold. The first week was a mess of housewarming rituals filled with awkward laughter and superficial smiles. But as the moon rose high, those moments disintegrated, replaced by lingering silences haunted by tensions. It began when Mia first heard them, low whispers that skittered around her room, chilling her blood. Was it her imagination, or was someone lurking in the dark corners? Every late-night shift at her new job became both a refuge and a torment. Alone in that house, the disembodied whispers twined around her like a thick fog. On her 3rd night, she lay wide awake, heart thudding, staring into shadows that twisted and stretched like fingers reaching for her. Just my roommates playing tricks, she told herself. But when she approached Ben about the noises, he laughed nervously and changed the topic, his thin fingers twitching as he adjusted the camera near the living room. Was it all in her head? The police certainly thought so. When she voiced her concerns about feeling watched, the officer chuckled. "Anxiety is the real villain," he said dismissively. Ice ran through her veins. Alone, she felt trapped in a world of doubt. Mia decided it was time to unravel the truth behind her quirky roommates. She plunged into the history of their quaint little neighborhood. Each click of the mouse unveiled more unsettling tales, missing persons and sinister urban legends that clung to the streets like a veil. Mia's gut twisted as she dug deeper. The threads tightening around her heart were suffocating. She confronted Nicole, her hands trembling. "What do you know about the last roommate?" But Nicole's frantic eyes were glassy, her lips sealing shut, hiding fears too deep to share. Mia discovered Ben's hidden passion, more than mere recordings. Each video chronicled each of her movements, layering sinister patterns in the chilling footage that twisted her stomach. She caught her breath, her heart thumping in desperation. The ghostly whispers grew louder. Were they mocking her? Before we continue, I need to tell you something important that's happening. YouTube has been making changes to their system, and many people are missing notifications from channels they follow. If you're enjoying the content, click the bell and select all notifications so you don't miss future videos. And if you can leave a like, it really helps me with reach. Seriously, it makes a difference. Oh, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I'm always curious to know who's on the other side of the screen. Now, let's continue. Suddenly, a loud knock echoed through the house, freezing Mia in place. Who could it be? An unexpected ally or another threat hiding behind a friendly facade? Adrenaline surged as she hovered at the door, caught between dread and a flicker of hope. What if the real monster wasn't the shadows she feared, but the faces she had come to call her friends? Mia's breath hitched. The knock came again, louder this time, reverberating through the silent house. She peered through the peephole, heart racing, but it was too dark to see anything outside. The shadows cast by the porch light danced wickedly, and she felt a deep chill creeping up her spine. "Who is it?" she shouted, forcing her voice to remain steady, though it wavered, betraying her fear. "Open up! It's me!" It was a muffled voice, barely recognizable. "What do you want?" Her instincts screamed, but curiosity got the better of her. Maybe it was someone else from the neighborhood, or perhaps even a friend. It's Nicole. Please, Mia, I need your help. Her gut twisted. Why did Nicole sound so frantic? Without thinking, Mia turned the knob and opened the door, only to find Nicole standing there, disheveled and wide-eyed. "What's going on?" Mia asked, stepping back instinctively. "I saw him. I saw someone in the woods," Nicole gasped, her breath coming in quick, panicked gasps. "You have to believe me. We need to get out of here." Mia's mind raced, piecing together fragments of Nicole's frazzled past. The last roommate had vanished without a trace, and here was Nicole perpetually haunted, but still alive. Suddenly, all the whispers and shadows coalesced into a darker reality. "What do you mean, saw someone?" Mia pressed, trying to understand the horror etched across Nicole's face. I was just outside, trying to clear my head," Nicole whispered, her eyes darting as though she were still reliving the encounter. "Then I saw him, a figure, just standing there, watching. I don't know who it was, but I felt it in my bones, Mia." "Did you call the police?" Nicole shook her head violently, the intensity in her eyes rising. "They don't believe us. We're just two girls with anxiety, remember?" Before Mia could respond, a loud crash echoed from the living room, followed by Ben's voice muttering to himself. "Ben!" Mia shouted, urgency kicking in. "What was that?" Nicole shot Mia a panicked look. "We shouldn't be here. We need to leave, now." But before they could move, Sam appeared from the shadows of the hallway, his smile wider than ever. "What's the rush, ladies? The night is still young." A knot twisted in Mia's stomach. "What happened? Did you hear that noise?" "Noise?" he chuckled, glancing at Nicole. "Sounds like a mouse to me." "Just ignore it." Mia clenched her fists, glancing at Nicole as fear flooded her senses. This was no simple house with quirky roommates. Their lives were intertwined with the sinister roots of disappearance and betrayals. "I don't want to ignore anything!" Nicole's voice trembled, each syllable bursting with desperation. "We can't stay here." "Why don't we all just sit down?" Sam suggested, his tone dripping with something unsettlingly calm. "We can just forget the sounds and enjoy some late-night snacks instead." "No!" Mia exclaimed, urgency filling her words as adrenaline surged through her veins. "You don't understand. We need to go." As tension hung thick in the air, the loud whispers that had haunted Mia now seemed to hiss in agreement, wrapping themselves around the three of them, sealing their fate in a suffocating silence. But those whispers were only the beginning. Something was watching from the darkness outside. A loud thud reverberated against the wall, rattling the house, as if a voice from the depths echoed back, "You can't escape." Mia's heart plummeted. She had to find out what was lurking outside, lurking in her home. With the urge to uncover the truth bubbling inside her, she took a step towards the door. Was it bravery or naivete? That's when she noticed Ben's camera still rolling in the corner of the room, alive and recording every moment. And then the front porch creaked ominously. The figure was back. Mia swallowed hard, knowing she had to confront whatever awaited outside. What if it was too late? What if the real terror was already inside? Mia's heart raced as she inched closer to the door. Every instinct screamed at her to turn back, but something deeper, perhaps a primal urge, pushed her forward. Nicole's shaky hand gripped her arm tightly, as if trying to anchor her in the chaos swirling around them. "Don't open it," Nicole whispered, her voice barely audible over the pounding in Mia's chest. But the noise outside, another creak, another thud, demanded attention. It was like a dark melody, coaxing her to join in, to step into the unknown. "I have to see." "Stop, Mia," Nicole's voice, sharp as shattered glass, cutting through the fog of fear. "What could be out there that we want to face?" Mia hesitated,
glancing back at Sam, who stood with an unnerving calm, watching their exchange with a twisted grin. "You're letting fear control you," he remarked, his voice smooth and mocking. "But fear is just a state of mind, right?" "Shut up, Sam," Mia snapped, feeling a surge of protective rage. "This isn't about mind games." Ben, seemingly oblivious to the rising tension, remained fixated on his camera. "You guys, this is great content. Just imagine the views. A haunted house collab." "Get real, Ben," Nicole shouted, breaking through the fog of false bravado surrounding them. "This isn't a joke. We're in danger."
As if summoned by her words, the front porch creaked again, louder this time, as if something heavy shifted just outside. Mia locked eyes with Nicole, both girls sensing the urgency pulsing around them. But what caught Mia's attention was Ben's camera. It was recording everything, and yet it showed no footage from just moments ago. The last thing recorded was the quiet of the room until the moment Nicole arrived. Her heart sank. "Turn it off, Ben. Just let me capture one more moment," he urged, the glint in his eye almost manic. "This will change everything for us." "Enough!" Nicole screamed, the sound shattering the tension like glass. Suddenly, all three turned as the front door rattled violently against its frame. They could hear something, heavy breathing, uneven and guttural, like a beast lurking just beyond the threshold. "No one's out there, right?" Sam chuckled, but the nervousness beneath his laughter betrayed him. Mia felt a scream rising in her throat as the doorknob twisted, metal grinding against metal, fighting against the lock that kept it sealed. It jerked, then froze. All they could hear were their own rapid heartbeats, each thud echoing like warning drums across the room. "Let's just leave, please," Nicole begged, her eyes darting between Sam and the door like prey cornered by a hunter. "We can't stay here any longer." But it was too late. The heavy silence was ruptured as the door swung open with a force that sent chills through the room. The porch light flickered ominously, casting long shadows over a figure standing just beyond the threshold. Mia squinted, trying to make out the shape. It was tall and broad, features obscured by shadows. It stepped forward, the porch light illuminating just enough to catch a glimmer of something sharp protruding from its side. "Run!" Mia screamed, but the word felt like a whisper lost in the storm of horror that surged within the house. In an instant, chaos erupted. Mia pushed Nicole, diving toward the back door, but the figure stepped closer, revealing a face she never expected. A haunted, twisted smile that made her blood run cold. The last thing Mia heard was Ben's voice, calling out in shock, followed by the crash of a falling camera and silence that wrapped around them like a noose. And then all the whispers returned, too many to decipher, echoing that one terrifying phrase, "You have nowhere to go." Mia spun around, fear clawing at her throat. Was it too late to escape? Would they become the next victims to join the sinister tale? What would happen when she dared to look back? Mia's instincts kicked in, a desperate survival mode igniting that urged her feet to move. She shoved Nicole through the narrow hall toward the back door, while fear pulsated through her like a live wire. They dashed past half-hidden family photos on the wallpapered walls, their eyes darting to the looming figure behind them. "Don't look back," she shouted, knowing that curiosity could seal their fate. But the silence that followed was broken only by a chilling, rasping chuckle that echoed through the air, rich with malevolence. It sent a shudder down her spine, but still she pressed on. They could hear the figure moving, its footsteps deliberate, slow, methodical, as if enjoying the chase.
The back door loomed ahead, splintered wood and rusted hinges promising escape. Nicole's fingers fumbled as she struggled to grasp the doorknob. "It's stuck!" she cried out, panic threading through her voice. "Push!" Mia yelled, her heart racing faster than her legs. She could only imagine the terror behind them, the twisted smile that surely lingered, patiently waiting for them to falter. In one swift motion, Mia seized the doorknob, twisting it with all her might. It turned just enough for Nicole to pull it open, the stale scent of night air rushing in like a lifeline. But the darkness outside felt more terrifying than the creature they were facing. Was this some trap? "Go," Mia urged, shoving Nicole out as she hesitated, her breath hitching at the looming unknown. But then she felt it, a presence directly behind her, chilling hands reaching out, dragging a shiver down her spine. She bolted through the door, skin prickling as the night enveloped her, the moon casting ominous shadows on the ground. But when she turned, hoping to see Nicole safely behind her, dread wedged itself in her throat. Nicole was still inside, her face twisted in terror as the door slammed shut. "No!" Mia screamed, pounding her fists against the old wood, heart racing with a newfound urgency. She could see Nicole pressed against the wall, eyes wide as she watched the figure inch closer, menacing and palpable. "Mia, help!" Nicole's voice rang out, desperation arcing like electricity between them. "Hold on," Mia shouted, her pulse a chaotic drum. She looked around frantically. Where could she find something to break in? She spotted a jagged piece of glass lying on the porch, left behind like a promise of destruction. As she grabbed it, the door shuddered, rattled from the inside, and the terrible laughter echoed through the walls. "You can't save her." Mia's blood ran cold. "Shut up," she yelled, her voice shaking but fierce. She pressed the shard against the door, desperation flooding her veins as she aimed for the lock. One swift jab might do it. Behind the door, Nicole screamed, the sound raw with terror. "Mia, please!" With a splintering crack, the door swung open just as Mia drove the glass deeper, hearing the satisfying clink of metal giving way. "What's happening?" Nicole gasped. The haunting figure loomed in the darkness behind her, massive shadows swallowing it whole. But Mia felt empowered by the hope that death didn't stand between them. "Run," Mia urged, stepping through the barely open door, ready to confront whatever horror awaited. They barely got a moment to breathe. The porch light flickered, casting everything in a strobe of fear as the figure emerged. It lunged, and Mia shoved Nicole hard, grappling for control. "Stay with me," she yelled. Her heart pounded against her ribs, terror spilling out in hurried gasps. But thick darkness followed, pressing against them, suffocating. A whisper came from behind, weaving through the air like smoke. "You can't escape the truth." In that moment, everything seemed to freeze, even the shadows, and a dread filled the air like a storm waiting to break. Mia swallowed hard, unsure of what would come next. What truth? And could they escape the figure that seemed to embody all that was evil, lurking just beyond their strings of desperation? The tether of her fear tightened, but they wouldn't give up without a fight. Just then, a glimmer caught Mia's eye. Something reflected the moonlight, a glint of metal in the shape of a familiar ornament, floating near the figure, whispering secrets from the past. "Go!" she screamed again, pushing Nicole towards the trees as she faced the apparition. Mia had one shot left, but what would happen if she stepped forward? Would the truth be worse than the horror that awaited them? Before she could act, a cold wind blew through, and shadows closed in once again. Mia felt the icy breath of the wind against her neck, the darkness swirling like hungry tendrils eager to pull her into their embrace. She swallowed hard, pulling Nicole against her as they both stared into the darkness. The figure remained cloaked in shadow, its shape undulating as if it were made of the darkness itself, always just out of reach. "Run, now!" Mia shouted, urgency fueling her voice. She had to make a decision, and fast. The reflection, that glint of metal, still shimmered in her mind. What if it was something that could help them? But fear and adrenaline battled inside her as she hesitated, toes still rooted to the porch. Suddenly, a flash illuminated the porch, a cold flicker from the light overhead, highlighting the twisted grin of the figure. Its eyes burned like coals, alive with a hungry anticipation. Mia's heart thrummed violently like a caged bird, desperate to break free. "Stay together," she barked, taking a step towards the trees, constantly scanning the shadows for movement. With every heartbeat, the laughter wrapped around them, teasing, mocking. They needed to escape before the creature turned its attention fully on them. Nicole clung tightly to Mia's arm, her breath quick and shallow. "We can't just leave," she whispered, eyes darting back to the door. Mia shook her head sharply, the noise of her own fear ringing in her ears. "There's nothing we can do inside. We have to find out what this thing wants and how to stop it." As they turned towards the shadowy expanse of the woods, a piercing shriek erupted from behind them. It sliced through the air, dragging every inch of warmth from Mia's body. She dared a glance over her shoulder and saw the figure extending a shadowy arm, its fingers clawing at the night, reaching with a primal hunger.
"Run!" she urged again, pushing Nicole forward, knowing they could only survive if they fled together. They sprinted toward the sheltering trees, branches clawing at their clothes, but each step brought them deeper into an unseen trap. The moon, now hidden by thick clouds, drew the night into an impenetrable murkiness. Mia's heart thundered. She felt the rush of adrenaline pound with each hasty breath. "Keep going!" she screamed, trying to slice through the encroaching dread. As they stumbled further into the woods, an unnatural silence fell around them. The crunch of leaves underfoot stopped, as if the forest itself held its breath, anticipating an ending that would rarely come. Only the distant echoes of laughter lingered around the air like decay, a reminder that they were not alone. "Mia, did you see it?" Nicole gasped, her voice trembling. It looked like—" "Don't think, just move," Mia snapped, cutting her off and regretting it immediately. Nicole's eyes widened, hurt mingled with fear. But they ran, pushed onward by the instinct to survive. Shadows waved against the trees, dancing and darting as if they had minds of their own, beckoning them to turn back. Mia could sense the creature gaining, feel its cold breath prickling at her back. "What does it want?" she whispered, fear clutching at her throat like a vice. "I don't know," Nicole shouted, a hint of despair breaking through her voice. "Maybe it's trying to tell us something." "What could there possibly be to say?" Mia bit out. Yet a part of her wondered, was there truth to the whispers? Did the figure hold answers to their terror? The trees began to thin, revealing an open space, the earth damp and choking with the smell of rot. In the center, an old well stood, crumbling stone darkened with moss and time, water swirling beneath its surface like secrets buried deep. Without thinking, she approached it, compelled by an irresistible pull. "No, Mia, don't!" Nicole begged, fear rippling through her voice, but Mia didn't stop. What if there was something down there, something that could save them? But as she peered over the edge, the shadows shifted, and a fleeting image flickered in her mind. A face, familiar yet unrecognizable, staring back at her from the depths,
eyes hollow and pleading. "Who?" she breathed, fear morphing into horror as she leaned closer, and the air thickened with the promise of revelation. "Get away!" Nicole shrieked, yanking at Mia's arm, but it was too late. The ground shuddered, and from the bowels of darkness, laughter erupted again, filling the air with raw, unbridled malice. What had she awakened? As Mia stumbled back, chaos enveloped them, shadows swirling, the figure embracing its power. The truth they faced lingered thick in the air, an unspeakable horror demanding to be revealed. What if that truth was worse than what they already feared? As they stumbled to retreat, a faint glimmer from the well flickered in the corner of Mia's eye, beckoning, promising answers, or doom. Before they could decide, the ground shook violently once more. The ground bucked beneath their feet, sending Mia and Nicole sprawling backward, terror igniting a wildfire in Mia's chest. She scrambled to her knees, staring wide-eyed into the now surging well. The shadows swirled faster, almost alive, and from the depths emerged tantalizing whispers mingling with the malevolent laughter. "What is it?" Nicole gasped, frantically glancing around for an escape route. The weight of dread compounded with every passing second. Mia wasn't sure if the well was a source of salvation or the heart of their nightmare. Her breath hitched as the whispers grew louder. They sounded like names, familiar yet twisted. It was maddening, a cacophony of voices that threatened to drown her in confusion. "Mia, we need to leave!" Nicole shrieked, tugging at her arm, but Mia felt frozen, rooted to the spot. For an instant, the faces she saw in the depths grew clearer, twisted expressions of anguish that sent icy fingers crawling up her spine. Ignoring Nicole's frantic pleas, Mia leaned closer. I have to find out who they are." The connection felt too strong, too urgent, as if the well held echoes of her past. "No, it's a trap! Get away!" Nicole cried, her voice breaking amidst the chaos. Mia could see her friend turning pale, fear evident in every line of her face. Suddenly, the laughter morphed into cries, deeper, more visceral than the mirthful tones before. It reverberated through the clearing, rattling Mia's bones, and a gust of wind whispered past her ear, chilling her to the core. She could feel the well demanding her attention like a siren luring a sailor. "You have to stop!" Nicole's words blurred into the background as Mia continued to be drawn closer, the edge of the well an abyss promising truth. "What if," she whispered, the question barely forming before her mind reeled, filled with an urge she couldn't deny. What if this was the key, the thing they were searching for? Without warning, a hand shot up from the darkness below. It was long and shadowy, ice-cold fingers reaching for her. Mia jumped back, her pulse racing like a drum. "This is wrong," she gasped, backing away until she collided with Nicole, who was equally unsteady, eyes wide with panic. "We can't stay here," Nicole pleaded, her voice sharp with urgency. "Whatever that is, it wants us." Just as they turned to run, the ground trembled violently again, an eruption of noise surrounding them. The laughter intensified, rising above their own terrified breaths. Shadows broke from the trees, darting toward them like predatory beasts. "Mia, go!" Nicole urged, yanking her to the side as a dark figure lunged from the tree line, rushing at them, silhouetted in the stark light that flickered sporadically overhead. Mia could barely process the surge of adrenaline. "What do we do?" she screamed, searching for a path, a refuge from the creature threatening to engulf them. "Into the woods!" Nicole yelled, leading the way as she dashed further from the cursed well and its dreadful promises. The shadows of the trees loomed closer, wrapping around them like shackles. As they ran, an overwhelming fear cascaded through Mia. She could feel the presence, a dark weight lingering behind them, pressing against her mind,
whispering insidious secrets. It taunted her. Every step was increasingly labored, as if trying to drag her back. "Mia, faster!" Nicole's voice pierced the suffocating fog, and Mia surged forward, ignoring how exhaustion clawed at her limbs. The laughter echoed in their ears, blending with the rustle of branches and the pounding of their own hearts. They could not afford to look back. The darkness promised no safety, only despair. The woods responded with an eerie silence, keeping judgment over their flight. They burst through the underbrush into another clearing, panting heavily, the air thick with dread. But the moon broke free from its cloaking clouds, illuminating their surroundings with a pale glow that barely touched the pressing danger. "Mia, what was that?" Nicole whispered, her voice quivering as if she was trying to convince herself it wasn't real. "I don't know, but we can't stop," Mia gasped, her eyes darting around, steeling herself for whatever was going to come next. As they moved deeper into the forest's heart, the silence returned, pregnant with an unseen threat. The shadows thinned, but the woods carried a weight of anticipation, as if they were being watched, the unseen figure stalking them still. Suddenly, a haunting cry echoed through the trees, chilling them to the bone, an unbearable sound that belonged to neither of them. "Run, run!" Mia shouted, but the suffocating atmosphere pressed down upon them, whispering dark promises. What had chased them in the dark? What had they awakened? There in the shadows lingered questions, growing more sinister as they fled. And as they plunged deeper into the darkness, a single thought hammered relentlessly in Mia's frantic mind. There are none who escape the shadows. What lay ahead waited patiently, hungering for them to discover what happened when secrets were unearthed. The darkness enveloped them like a hungry shroud, every rustle in the underbrush an echo of terror. Mia and Nicole pressed forward, urgency fueling their frantic pace. Each heartbeat thundered in Mia's ears, the haunting cry still reverberating in her mind. What was that sound?" Nicole gasped, her breath coming in short bursts. Mia didn't reply. She couldn't. The fear gnawed mercilessly within her. The forest loomed, trees twisting like skeletal hands trying to snatch them back into the depths. She dared not look behind, but could feel the weight of something lurking just out of sight, yearning to pounce. Suddenly, a haunting cry echoed through the trees, chilling them to the bone, an unbearable sound that belonged to neither of them. "Run, run!" Mia shouted, but the suffocating atmosphere pressed down upon them, whispering dark promises. What had chased them in the dark? What had they awakened? There in the shadows lingered questions, growing more sinister as they fled. And as they plunged deeper into the darkness, a single thought hammered relentlessly in Mia's frantic mind. There are none who escape the shadows. What lay ahead waited patiently, hungering for them to discover what happened when secrets were unearthed. The darkness enveloped them like a hungry shroud, every rustle in the underbrush an echo of terror. Mia and Nicole pressed forward, urgency fueling their frantic pace. Each heartbeat thundered in Mia's ears, the haunting cry still reverberating in her mind. What was that sound?" Nicole gasped, her breath coming in short bursts. Mia didn't reply. She couldn't. The fear gnawed mercilessly within her. The forest loomed, trees twisting like skeletal hands trying to snatch them back into the depths. She dared not look behind, but could feel the weight of something lurking just out of sight, yearning to pounce. Another shriek echoed, distant yet close enough to send goosebumps cascading over her skin. "Keep moving," she urged, forcing her legs to move faster, though dread wrapped around her like a vice. The path turned narrow, roots clawing at their feet, dragging them down into the earth. "Oh God, we're not going to make it," Nicole cried,
vulnerability cracking her voice. "Don't say that! We will!" Mia shouted, ignoring her own spiraling panic. She had to keep Nicole focused. They had to find a way out. The image of the well with its ghastly grip on them surged in her mind, a nauseating reminder of the peril they had narrowly escaped. But what had they truly escaped? Ahead, the moonlight flickered through the trees, illuminating a clearing that seemed to be a sanctuary. "There," Mia pointed, relief swelling momentarily. Racing into the open, they skidded to a halt, faces flushed with fear and fatigue. But the clearing offered no comfort. A scarred tree stood ominously at its center, its gnarled branches reaching skyward like twisted fingers grasping for something unseen. "I don't like this," Nicole murmured, glancing around nervously, eyes wide. Neither did Mia. The air was different here, charged with an eerie stillness, as if the whole forest held its breath. "We have to catch our breath," Mia replied, her voice trembling slightly. "We can't just keep running. We need—" Before she could finish, the ground trembled again, softer this time, but with an insistent rhythm beneath them. It pulsed, creeping through the soil like a heartbeat, tying her stomach in knots. "Mia," Nicole's voice faded into a whisper, her eyes widening as something dark seeped from the shadows. Tendrils of darkness unfurled around them, sensing their fear, hungry for it. "Stay close," Mia barked, instinct prompting her to pull Nicole tightly to her side. But the shadows shifted, melding together, forming a mass that loomed higher with every breath they took. "Run!" Nicole screamed, wrenching away from Mia's grip. The darkness seemed to respond to her terror, darting toward them with malicious intent. Together, they sprinted left, desperate instinct guiding their steps as the darkness followed, hauntingly fluid. The shadows coiled and twisted, morphing into grotesque shapes, stretching out as if trying to snare them. But Mia's attention was drawn once more to the scarred tree. A flash of metal caught her eye. It was too small, an object lodged in the twisted bark, but it glimmered like a beacon, a needle in curiosity against the chaos surrounding them. "Mia, focus!" Nicole yelled as they reached the edge of the clearing. "You don't understand," Mia shouted back, her heart racing with the urging pull toward the tree. "I think I can find out what this is, what it wants." "No, we have to keep going. It's not safe here." Nicole's pleas turned frantic, but Mia's mind was racing, tangled with thoughts of the well and the echoes whispering her name. "I need to know."
Suddenly, the well's laughter erupted again, low and mocking, drowning out her friend's protests. It echoed through the trees, twisting around their hearts with a chilling familiarity. Mia hesitated, torn between fear and a strange compulsion. "Mia!" With a final glance at the tree, she sprinted after Nicole, who had already bolted into the depths of the forest. The darkness followed like an ever-hungry shadow, hissing as it swept past the clearing, claiming the silence for itself. "Mia!" Nicole's voice drifted back, tentative, desperate. They stumbled into a dense thicket, branches clutching at their limbs, tugging them deeper into the unknown. Every second felt like an eternity spent with fear creeping closer, wrapping around them, threatening to smother their resolve. Suddenly, they heard it again, a grating whisper crawling through the leaves. A voice, skeletal and twisted, beckoned from nowhere, yet filled with familiarity. "Mia, join us." The universe of the forest twisted and shifted around them with a sinister intent, as if things unseen closed in. "What does it want?" Mia whispered, panicking. "What does it want from us?" As they pressed deeper into the haunting dark, the answer felt like it lingered on the edge of the void, waiting for them to take one wrong step. Mia's heart pounded wildly, the dread swelling within her.
By uncovering the truth, would they find salvation, or merely a darker pit of despair? The shadows shifted again, and a cold presence crowded them with unyielding hunger. What had they awakened in their flight, and what sacrifice would the darkness demand for its secrets? Mia and Nicole pressed on, urgency clawing at their heels as the whispers grew louder, intertwining with the thudding rush of their hearts. The underbrush snapped beneath their weight, each crack a reminder of what was haunting them. The air felt thick and cloying, as if the forest itself were conspiring against them. Where do we go?" Nicole whimpered, glancing back over her shoulder, eyes darting as shadows danced behind them. "No time to think, just keep running." Mia's teeth gritted as fear coiled tighter around her, constricting her chest with every breath. They stumbled into another clearing, but it offered no sanctuary. Instead, it felt like an altar, horrific and foreboding. Broken branches jutted from the ground like broken bones, and a wooden structure loomed ahead, partly obscured by the twisted boughs of dead trees. "What is that?" Nicole whispered, fear dripping from her voice. "I don't know," Mia replied, heart sinking as she scanned the warped cabin. It looked like it belonged in a nightmare, with rotten wood and empty hollow windows. But it might be safe. With a swift nod, they dashed towards it, the shadows at their backs hissing with impatience. As they reached the warped door, Mia hesitated, hand hovering over the rusty handle. The night was permeated by a heavy stillness, the kind that unnerved her, signaling that something nasty waited behind that door. "Go! What are you waiting for?" Nicole urged, eyes wide, voice trembling. Mia yanked the door open, the rusted hinges creaking mournfully. They stepped inside, and the door slammed behind them with a shuddering thud. Darkness enveloped them again, cloaking every inch of the cabin. "Mia?" Nicole whispered, the soft sound echoing softly in the oppressive silence. Mia fumbled in her pockets, finally pulling out her phone for light. The beam sliced through the darkness, illuminating cobwebs and old furniture, discarded remnants of lives lost. Dust motes floated in the air, and an unsettling chill curled around them, clawing at their bodies. "Is anyone?" Mia began, but her voice caught in her throat as she spotted something on the wall ahead. It was a series of photographs, faces frozen in time, eyes wide with terror. "What the hell?" Nicole moved closer, taking in the photos, which seemed to tell a story of abandonment and dread. Each face looked familiar, yet distorted, almost as if they were spoofing someone's unfinished nightmare. "Mia," Nicole breathed, "I don't like this. We should go." But something in Mia pulled her closer. The images spoke of something deeper, an echo of what had transpired between these walls. She felt a chill flutter down her spine as she recognized one of the faces. It was a girl, her dark hair framing a face twisted in fright. The girl's name rushed into Mia's mind like a compressed whisper through the leaves. Lila. "No," Mia's eyes widened. "This can't be." "What? You know her?" Nicole's voice was an urgent whisper. "She vanished last year. They never found her," Mia replied, her stomach clenching. The walls hum with a low thrum, as if they were alive, responding to Mia's recognition. The photographs flickered, and in her mind's eye, Mia could almost see the girl start to move, a desperate warning etched across her pale features. "Run." Lila's lips formed the word soundlessly, breathless and haunting. Suddenly, a cold wind swept through the cabin, and the door rattled violently, as if something outside longed to enter. "Mia, we need to—" Nicole's voice was drowned out by a low growl that rumbled through the walls, vibrating in their bones. "What the hell is that?" Mia felt her jaw clench. The shadows were closing in, amalgamating into palpable fear. Their hunt was just beginning. "Lila," Mia called out, a prayer on her lips. "What do you need us to do?" A voice, faint and pained, echoed from the depths of the cabin. "Help me." Before Mia could process the words, the ground beneath them trembled, the floorboard shifting like a living thing. "Mia, we have to go, now!" Nicole yelled, but fear held Mia steady, eyes fixed on the shadows gathering in the corners, morphing into something more than she was ready to face.
Would they help Lila, or would the darkness consume them like it had done to so many before? The heavy silence of the night seemed to shift, a new kind of dread pooling around them. What lay buried in the tail of this cabin, strange and twisted, yet drawing them in like moths to a flame? The floorboards creaked and moaned beneath them, resonating with the pulsing darkness that encroached from every direction. Mia felt paralyzed, her heart pounding like a drum against her ribcage. "Please, Mia, we can't stay here." Nicole pulled at her arm, eyes wide with pure terror. Mia shook her head, clutching her phone tighter as the weak beam of light flickered ominously. "But Lila, she needs us. She's gone. We need to think of ourselves." Nicole's voice cracked, and Mia felt a pang of guilt twist inside her. But something deep within urged her to listen to Lila's ghostly plea. It felt like both a curse and an unwavering duty. Suddenly, a spine-chilling shriek sliced through the cabin, sending Nicole staggering back. "What was that?" she gasped, breath hitching. "I don't know," Mia whispered, casting glances to the shadows that lurked at the edges of her vision. Panic surged, but still, she stepped further inside, feeling drawn to the far wall where the ghostly whispers were strongest. "Help me," the voice wove around them, trembling and fragile. "Mia, please," Nicole begged, her nails digging into Mia's wrist. But in that haunting sound, Mia found the strength to push forward. The floor quaked beneath their feet, splintering wood and layers of dust rising into the air. The photographs pulsed like a heartbeat now, shifting ever so slightly, beckoning her closer. Lila's face seemed to twist in anguish, her eyes pleading. "I'm going to find her," Mia breathed, heart racing as she squinted at the wall of images. Nicole hesitated, visibly torn. "Mia, no!" But it was too late. Mia reached for the photo of Lila, the glass cracked and smeared with neglect. As her fingers brushed it, a gust of cold air blasted through the cabin, sending papers and debris swirling. "No!" Nicole shrieked, instinctively shoving Mia away. The moment Mia stumbled back, a haunting echo of laughter erupted from the walls, a chorus of sinister voices. Lila's was just one amongst the cacophony. The shadows materialized, slithering along the edges of the room, taking shape. Mia's eyes widened as dark tendrils stretched towards them, twisting and writhing. Strands of shadow coiled around the furniture, trees bursting through the windows, knotted arms reaching for them. "Mia!" Nicole screamed, falling to her knees, facing the approaching shadows. "I have to help her!" Mia yelled over the din, her voice trembling as she pointed to Lila's ghost, now flickering like a disturbed flame at the center of the room. "Do you think this is about her? They want us too!" Mia could feel the air grow heavier, its temperature dropping like a stone. The walls seemed to pulse in rhythm with the cacophony, the cabin alive, hungry. Mia steadied herself, looking straight into Lila's eyes, which penetrated her soul. "Tell me what to do." But all Lila could do was point toward a door at the back of the cabin, the one that had remained hidden in darkness. The whisper that escaped her lips felt like a death sentence. "Help me, through." Before Mia could react, shadows surged toward them, hungry for flesh. Nicole yanked Mia back. "We can't go back there. It's a trap." What if Leela's the only way out? Mia pressed, heart hammering. We can't just leave her. With desperate resolve, Mia sprinted toward the door, adrenaline coursing through her veins. As she reached for the handle, the darkness stung her skin, claws raking down her arms. Mia, don't! Nicole's cries faded into despair. Ripping the door open revealed a staircase spiraling downward into an abyss of shadows that seemed to breathe. Leela! Mia shouted, stepping over the threshold. Wait for me! Then her voice was swallowed in darkness as the door slammed shut behind her. Mia! Nicole's voice faded, desperation echoing in the little light that remained. Mia gasped, dread curling around her again. The shadows whispered around her, pressing in. Now she was alone. What horrors awaited her below, and would she ever find her way back? The chilling questions lingered, slinking deeper into the shadows. Mia stood at the top of the dark staircase, heart pounding against her chest like a war drum. The shadows whispered her name, wrapping around her like a cold embrace, inviting yet menacing. She took a deep breath, one that felt like it could shatter glass, and stepped between the threshold. As her foot landed on the first step, a cold chill shot through her, forcing her to shudder. The darkness beneath her loomed, a pit of dread that threatened to swallow her whole. Leela, she called out, voice echoing through the stillness. No answer came, only the hissing whispers that filled the air with mystery and fear. She descended, slowly at first, feeling the weight of each step as it resonated with a deep vibration through the wood. The darkness thickened, pulling at her fear, whispering that she was lost, that she would never be seen again. But the image of Leela, that face twisted in desperation, pushed her deeper. Mia, help! It was a mere breath, but Mia felt it wrap around her, drawing her in, like threads of fate weaving together. I'm coming, she yelled, determination lighting a fire in her soul as she hurried down the staircase. The walls seemed to pulse with energy, grown suffocating. The whispers grew louder, swirling around like angry bees. Mia's heart raced faster as she reached the bottom, revealing a dimly lit room filled with debris, scraps of unfinished tales, and fragments of lost lives. She scanned the space, hoping to find Leela among the broken shadows. In the center of the room, a faint glow fluttered like a candle, a glimpse of hope. Without thinking, Mia rushed towards it. The closer she got, the more the darkness recoiled, revealing Lila's ethereal figure. Mia. Lila's voice was a fragile thread, but her eyes were fierce, commanding. She pointed toward a stained, rusted box sitting atop an altar made of fractured wood. You must open it. Why? What's in there? Mia asked, dread creeping into her voice. The truth. It binds me. It binds us all here. You have to be brave, Mia. Open it. Mia hesitated, 1,000 fears pressing down on her. But she couldn't abandon Lila now, not after everything they had both faced. Her trembling hands reached for the box, and as she lifted the lid, the air around her turned electric. The box revealed twisted remnants of personal items, trinkets and photographs, mementos soaked in tears and memories. But at the center was a small, tarnished locket. She picked it up, heart racing as she opened it to reveal a picture of Lila and her previous roommates, all smiles, but the happiness felt fractured. The shadows around her began to pulse, enraged, as if they were awakening from slumber. You can't go back, they hissed, twisting the darkness around them tighter. Mia felt a shudder deep within, a response to their anger, and the air thickened, stifling. Mia, you have to release us, Lila cried, desperation tinging her voice. Mia held the locket tightly, her instincts screaming that this was the key to unleashing the truth.
She felt the bond connecting her to Lila, intertwining their fates. "What do I do?" she shouted, forcing her voice to remain steady. "Break the chains," Lila urged, her image flickering in the shadows. "Their stories must be told so they can finally be free." With resolve boiling within her, Mia gripped the locket, and before she could doubt, she smashed it against the edge of the altar. The sound shattered the solemn silence, followed by a piercing wail that echoed through the room. The darkness reared back, rampant and fierce, the shadows swirling like a tempest. Suddenly, tendrils of darkness lashed out, ripping the box apart. But within the chaos, glimmers of light began to break through, illuminating Lila's image. "Mia!" Lila screamed, the remnants of her figure becoming clearer. "You must choose. Free us, or we will keep you here forever." The tremors rattled the room, the anger of the shadows rising to a boiling point. Fear clawed at Mia's chest, realizing the gravity of the decision before her. Could she let go of the shadows? "I choose to let you go," she shouted, voice ringing with newfound strength. As if responding to her resolution, the light surged. The dark shackles around Lila shattered, releasing a flood of haunting screams that morphed into sighs of relief. The darkness, once a billion suffocating tendrils, began to unfurl, retreating into the corners, slowly transforming into beautiful, harmless wisps of light. Lila's form flickered closer, her smile more vibrant. "Thank you, Mia. You freed us all." In that moment, every lost face filled the room, their spirits radiating warmth and gratitude that engulfed Mia, wrapping her in a cocoon of love. But even as the shadows dispersed, fear still clung to Mia. "What about me?" she asked, heart pounding. "Am I safe?" Lila stepped forward, glowing brighter. "You will return to the light. Remember, you have freed the truth. Your courage will protect you. The darkness will not forget, but they shall not claim you." With those words, light enveloped Mia, lifting her up, spinning her into a whirlpool of shimmering force. She could feel warmth replace dread, and a guardianship settle over her. As her vision blurred, she felt a tug, a shifting sensation that hurled her back to the porch of the cabin, the moonlight illuminating the once menacing darkness. Mia gasped, breathless, the shadows retreating like a tide, flowing back into whispers. She looked around, realizing she was free. "Mia!" Nicole rushed toward her, relief washing over her face. "You did it! You're back!" "Lila," Mia murmured, trying to catch her breath. I freed her." Nicole nodded, the truth settling over them like a comforting blanket. They stood together, knowing they had faced the unimaginable. But their victory wasn't just about survival. It was a testament to courage, to friendship, and to the strength of the human spirit. As dawn broke, the haunting whispers sung a different tune, a song of liberation. "Let's go," Nicole said softly, squeezing Mia's hand. Together, they stepped forward, leaving the shadows behind them. Now, before you leave, listen up. You need to subscribe now so you don't miss any more exclusive stories like this one. Smash that like button now to help feed the algorithm and keep this community growing. Flood the comment section with your reactions and theories about what just happened in this intense tale. And don't wait even one more second. Instantly share this video with at least 5 friends who need to be a part of this wild ride. Your support means everything. Let's cultivate this community together.